Hello, everybody, and welcome back to BrokeN Boys. This is episode 202. I'm Colin.
And I'm Mike.
Been a couple weeks since we talked, since we recorded an episode, and this week, we're kicking off the normal 200 eps with our anticipated albums of 2025.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to list off some artists, potentially who could maybe release something, or some that may just be shots in the dark.
I have some
That
that are also confirmed to have been released.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And confirmed releases.
Yes.
But
The whole spectrum.
but before we do that, how have you been the last couple of weeks, Mike?
Been okay, been not really doing all too much, but still doing some things. A lot of, well, I don't want to say a lot of, but a good portion of last week was editing the Brokies, which was last episode. The Brokies is our patented award show that we do every year, and that's always just such a fun thing to edit. It's always fun to have a little project to do,
Right.
because spoiler alert on the editing of most BrokeN Boys episodes, I'm mostly just putting a couple clips in places and then calling it good. But, when it comes to the Brokies, though, it's like a highly edited thing, and I'm pretty proud of how this year's turned out. I liked.
I'm too. I was
Yeah.
I was really happy with how all the bits came out,
Yeah.
all the sound effects and everything. You did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, and having a week long project like that too allows me to think about things too, because I watched it a few times, and then like, this is, I guess, a slight spoiler for the Brokies. Towards the beginning, we talk about, like, we stay the least controversial show or whatever, and then I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh, there was that one time I did that Sufjan Stevens thing or whatever, and, and then you were like, but it's okay, you've learned from it, you've grown as a person. And I like put in like an audience cheer like during that. I was cracking myself up with that one.
Fucking the Among Us noises were
Yeah.
getting but yeah, it was just very funny. I did upload
Oh,
the
did you?
first commercial to TikTok,
Let's go.
and the sound got removed because it
Oh,
broke guidelines.
what?
So
Which part of it would have broken guidelines?
I don't know. Max said maybe the he didn't fuck Millie Bobby Brown bit, um,
Maybe, I guess.
but I don't know, or the I'm hard, but
I don't think that would get flagged. um, yeah, because everything there. Well, I did look it up because I remember I think we talked after we filmed and I was like, oh, Not Like Us is copyright free. Apparently, it was only copyright free for a month, which I don't
Oh,
even exactly know how that works. But the way that I edited it to basically be bass boosted and like whatever, that shouldn't have been caught by it. But I don't
no.
know.
Plus, you can use Not Like Us as like a sound track,
True.
so
True.
that's probably not it. I assume it's just something that one of us, me, said, uh, uh, because they just hate Drake
Yeah.
on TikTok. So.
No, they love Drake. That's why the sound got removed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But either way, though, that was a fun time, and took up a good portion of my week last week. But other than that, just been kind of relaxing, been applying, been
Oh, yeah.
trying to get money. And speaking of getting money and applying slash gambling, I watched Squid Game season 2,
Oh,
and it was pretty good. I think it's because of how big Squid Game got, and like how it turned into Roblox games and shit like that. It's easy to forget that there's actually a good show underneath there. Um, I know you haven't seen the first season, but like there are like genuinely like great performances throughout it, and cool set pieces, and the message is overall a really good message too. And the fact that Mr. Beast is now unironically doing Squid Games defeats the message of the actual show. But believe it or not, the show does not endorse killing people in a game show fashion. Not that Mr. Beast has killed people yet, but you know where I'm going. But yeah, no, season two, it was good. It's kind of blatantly one of the. I'm not going to spoil anything, but for anyone watching, I know you don't really care that much, but it's kind of one of those things where they filmed season 2 and 3 back to back, and
Okay.
I think Netflix told them, "Hey, we should make this season 2 and 3 instead of just season 2." So it kind of
Uh,
like ends in the middle of a lot of arcs that don't feel resolved or anything. Um, so apparently season 3 is coming this year as well at some point, but I don't know. The ending was like, what? Why are we ending like this? Whatever. But it's still good though. Definitely not perfect, but it's a fun show, and I like the lead actor a lot, who I can never remember his name. But I'm bad with names.
I've played these games before. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. um, I'm bad enough with names in English. If you try to get me to remember Korean names, I think I'm gonna go insane. um, um, but yeah. Um, but yeah, there was that. I closed my phone. I don't know why. What else did I do this week? Um, played some RuneScape, played some Trucking Simulator.
Yeah.
Really great stuff. We did we talk? I guess I didn't put it in my notes, but I think when we hung out with John, that we hadn't talked about that yet. But like
Yeah.
we did that right after filming Brokey. No, after filming
Yeah.
episode 200, the Daft Punk. Yeah, we were supposed to visit, have a little Secret Santa with Vince and John, and Colin and I. But Vince decided to get potentially norovirus. So
Ooh.
boo Vince for shitting and puking his brains out. Yeah, no, that sounded awful though. Whatever was going through, and apparently had like basically his whole family got it. And, like, oh,
Yeah.
that sounds really rough. But he's on the other side, not dead, but you know, and we're
He
gonna
probably wish he was in that moment. To be fair.
probably. I've seen how he feels when he's a little drunk and has to puke once, so like I can only imagine. um, uh, but yeah. So we're gonna reschedule the Secret Santa in a couple weeks here now. Um, I guess that's not
A
this
week.
weekend, but the weekend after. Yeah. By the time this episode comes out, it'll be a week from then.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, that was pretty fun though. We were just hanging out with John. Uh, but yeah, we were playing Mario Party, All Stars, and yeah, we were having a good time. I kept getting very lucky in those games. I think I won every single one of them. Um,
Yes. Yes, we did.
and because it's Mario Party, that means I'm actually the most skilled player. So
Yeah. Obviously.
obviously, but yeah, that was fun though. Again, see John, eat some Christmas cookies, and all
Had
that
some
fun stuff.
chilies.
Have some what?
Chili's. We went to
Chili's. That's
Chili's.
right. Yeah, we went to Chili's as well. Yeah, it
The
was like
service was crazy.
yeah, it was like yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. That was like the weirdest dining experience I have ever had, because like Chili's was so packed that we were parking somewhat far in the back,
Yeah.
and then we're like, damn, let's see how long we're gonna have to wait before we eat here, because I think it was the day after New Year's, right? Like the second.
Uh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, we're like, okay, let's see how much we have to wait. Chili's might not be worth an hour long wait. Then they sat us down immediately.
Yeah.
And like they were being super super friendly, and it was like, okay, interesting. We ordered our food and it got to us within like 15 minutes maybe, and like the entire place was packed, and like I think it was like 4 or 5 separate times we had someone come up to us like, how's everything looking, guys, or whatever. And we're like, it's
It was
good.
like 3 or 4 separate people too. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah, it was different people like almost every time. It's like, we're good. Um, it was good food, and like, it came fast, and like we sat down real quickly, and like I mean, you can't really ask for much more. It was just an odd experience. It was like surreal.
yeah, we were in and out of the restaurant in like 40 minutes, which is
Yeah,
like crazy.
yeah. Your theory was that it was like New Year's bonuses or something that they were all trying to get or something.
It
Which,
was probably there was like big bosses around that were like, and
or
people were
that,
like
yeah,
rambling. Um, but yeah, it was just like it was crazy.
yeah. It was pretty wild. But yeah, no, that was a good night though. Love seeing. Well, I love seeing the boys, but even if it's just the boy, and not
Yeah,
Drake, then I still love seeing him. Um,
of course.
but we'll get to see him again in a week, so that's exciting. Um, but yeah, the only other really thing I have for me here is well, I guess I listened to some albums, and this kind of leads into that. But Hive Mind did their top songs and albums of the year or whatever, and there were a few that Graydon mentioned that like really piqued my interest. And one of them was it was she only has a couple singles out right now, but I think she has an album coming out in like a few weeks.
Okay.
Wait, where did Oh, there it is. I couldn't find it in my thing. It's by this artist named Lou Adrian Cassidy. And she's this, I believe she's from Montreal. And all of her songs and stuff are in French. But there's a song called, oh God, Cours Cora Cour, which
Okay.
it means run Cora run. I looked that up. But that song was in his top of the year. And like it's like an incredible pop song, and I'm definitely going to have it as song of the week at some point.
Yeah.
But really loved that. But that was all in French. And then another thing that he highlighted in this is great again in both his songs and albums was this album called Triple A by it's by two bands. One of them's called Hayuko, and one of them's called Sunset Roller Coaster. And
Mm.
Hayuko is from South Korea, and Sunset Roller Coaster is from Taiwan, and it's a mixture
Oh,
of them both having this album together. That's a collaborative album, and not only is one song on there very very fucking good. I think that was his song of the year.
mm.
And but like the whole project, I just like really really loved. So then, there was French, and then you got Korean and Taiwanese, and then well Chinese is what they. But I mean the whole thing is basically in English, but there's some stuff there. And then also I was listening to that Natalia Lafourcade record that I checked out I think last
Mm.
year. I was also listening to that at the beginning of the year too. So there was like a solid like 4 days where I was just listening to, everything that wasn't American or British. So I was becoming
Yeah.
yeah I was becoming Mr. Worldwide. I was having the urge to shave my head again.
Oh,
But yeah. But yeah, no, just a lot of worldly music that I was listening to, and I yeah, it's just something of note, I guess.
yeah.
But yeah, I listened to that one album, the Hayuko and Sunset Roller Coaster called AAA. Then my friend Vanessa recommended me a couple albums over these few weeks. One of them was her album of the year, which was called Blue Garden by Delta Sleep.
Mm.
And that one was it was kind of like this. I think it was like proggy. Or wait, hold on. She recommended me too, and now I'm getting them mixed up in my mind. Hold on, I need to look at the album of the year tags to remember what I listened to. Oh yeah, this one was like math rock, kind of like indie rock type stuff. And I remember liking it quite a bit. It's got those fun grooves that music theory nerds like her and I would like. And it it was just a good vibe throughout. I enjoyed listening to that. And then she sent me another one with the caveat that I probably wouldn't like it, called "There Be Squabbles Ahead" by Stolen Babies, which is this like progressive metal slash like cabaret music. And yeah, I wasn't as big of a fan of that one, but
Mhm.
you know, and still something to listen to. Um,
Yeah.
and then also a new thing that I kind of want to do this year and that I'm documenting on Album of the Year is I kind of want to just to like stay in the know of stuff. I want to listen to the most reviewed albums on Album of the Year every Monday. Is kind of a thing that I want to do. So every Monday, whatever has the most amount of user reviews, I just want to check it out, see what people are talking about, see what the culture is feeling. And yeah, last Monday, that album was Wham by Lil Baby.
Oh,
um, and it was not a great start to this to this desire of mine. Lil Baby, to paraphrase my own album of the year review, he's basically everything I dislike about modern trap music. You know, comatose vocals, the same lyrical subjects over and over again, being carried by features and by the beats. It's pretty much. I didn't really like him. Was not my cup of tea. And yeah, I think I also put in that review that I was getting sick of his voice by the end of track one. So that really
yeah.
tells you. And there was like 16 tracks or something on there. So, um,
Rough.
yeah, a little bit of a rough start, but I still want to do this little thing. Just kind of, kind of stay in the know. Um,
You know.
in the know, you know. That's it for me. Sorry, I talked a while.
No, you're
What's
good.
up with you, man? How you been?
All right. Just been down here, been working, been hanging out. Um, New Year happened.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do much, just worked and hung out on New Year's Eve. I played Fortnite with Max, my coworker, and his girlfriend,
Nice.
and we popped the fuck off.
Ooh,
We got 4 wins in a row. It was
ooh.
crazy. Yeah,
That was
we saw
all.
the.
That was all you, right?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But when the clock struck midnight, fireworks happened. It threw 2025 in the air and fireworks in the sky,
Mm-hmm.
and it boogie bombed you, so you just started dancing for a little while.
Oh, and Fortnite fireworks happen. I thought you were saying in real
Yeah.
life. Okay.
But um, that happened like 3 times for different time zones while we were playing.
That's
That was fun.
awesome. Yeah.
And then that night, also, Leve got an emote, so I bought that, and
Yes.
it's
I also
been
bought
playing
that
with
one.
that. Hell yeah, from the start emote, very fun. Um, I watched a bunch of movies. Me and Max went to go see Nosferatu
Ooh.
last Saturday, I think. Yeah, Saturday, and it was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. Ended up being my second favorite movie of last year. Um, Very well done, very well shot. The acting is crazy. Bill Skarsgård is so good at playing freaks, and he puts on a great voice throughout that whole thing. And you also get to see his vampinis once, and that's
Oh,
pretty cool. Um,
that's pretty sick, man.
um, but I was feeling a little bit at A24, and I wanted to get some more movies out of the way that I didn't watch last year. So I also watched Love Lies Bleeding, which is this movie about two lesbians, one played by uh, Kristen Stewart,
Mm,
and it's kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde
okay.
um, kind of thing, a little bit. That was fun. It was weird, A24 weirdness kind of thing.
Yeah.
But well acted. It was fun. And then I also watched Civil War, which is
Oh,
like it's a um, kind of like it's like a alternate reality kind of thing where there's a civil war that broke out in America in present day.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound alternate reality so far. Present day, yes.
And uh, it's uh, it's like Texas and California create the Western forces and are like seceded from the Union and everything.
Yeah,
But it's mostly about like war journalism and war photography. Um, oh, what's her name? Uh, Hang on one sec.
you're good. I'll just say while you're doing that, the only thing I know of that movie is I know of the scene in the trailer with Jesse Plemons where he's like, "You American? What kind of American are you?" or whatever.
Yeah,
And apparently that scene is very good. I remember hearing, but
it is a good scene.
yeah,
But his wife in real life, Kirsten Dunst, was the
right.
main character, and she was very, very good. Um, it was the characters that you're with throughout the movie kind of feels like a Last of Us situation.
Mm.
Um, the guy, this guy, he plays a character named Joel, and he's very much like he looks like Pedro Pascal,
Yeah,
and talks like him. So it's kind of funny. And then there's another like tag along little teen, well, not teen, she's like 23, but she looks young,
yeah.
and it's like very Joel and Ellie vibes. But it was very good. I liked it. There were a couple character decisions that pissed me off, but
Mm.
the idea of being a war journalist never really crossed my mind, and I would still never do it. But that's crazy.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. Yeah.
And last night I watched a movie called Hitman, uh,
Okay.
which is like loosely based on a real person who worked as a undercover like cop whose job it was to like catch people who were trying to hire hitmen to kill loved ones or other people in their lives,
Mm.
um, and just like disguised as different hitmen and like got these people caught and put in jail and things like that. And it's also like a rom com. It's got the main character is played by Glenn Powell, who was in he was in Twisters last year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was also in the Top Gun sequel. Um, and he was very good in it. There was a couple pretty good laugh moments in there. But it was cute. It was funny.
Cool.
Would recommend all of those movies. Um, I watched, or no, I listened to a couple Sufjan Stevens records because I watched Mike the Snare's Deep Discog Dive
Oh,
on
that's
Steven
right. Yeah.
on. And so I re-listened to Carrie and Lowell after he talked about it because I was like, man, I really need to revisit that. And it was very good, and I think it hit more than it did the first time because
Mm.
I think I only had two songs liked on it from the first listen,
Mm-hmm.
but this time it was very good. And then I also listened to Illinois,
Ooh.
and that was very good. I
All
like that a
right.
lot. Um, but
Yeah, he's one of those that I've been always putting off and needing to get to. I mean, aside from Javelin, which was my album of the year,
yes,
2023. So, yeah.
yeah. But both were very good. Sufjan Stevens was very, very cool. Also started paying my student loans, which is great. Love that.
Awesome.
I got myself a new TV with some Christmas money,
Hmm.
um, so I can actually my PS5 isn't just like it actually shows off its graphical capabilities. It's
That's
not like a
nice.
crazy TV or anything. It's just a Roku, but it
Yeah.
has 4K UHD, and that's all that matters. So,
There you go.
and it was cheap.
There you
So,
go.
um,
That's good though.
but yeah, just been working. It's starting to get busy again because I think more people are down here now, and it's just going to get worse. But I'm gonna start my full time hours. I think they start on Sunday, and
Mm.
then I'm thinking about being a little manager. So we'll see
All
where that
right.
goes.
The man, he's becoming the manager.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
so excited. But that's basically it. Just been
Yeah.
hanging out.
Nice.
But
Cool.
yeah.
Alrighty. Um and so before, I mean, we have a few things to get to today, but before we get to those few things, some music news. Clipping announced a new album. I mean, it was they already pretty much announced last year, but they're releasing an album called Dead Channel City, not to be
Oh,
confused with Dead Club
that's
City.
cool.
Yeah, they're releasing Dead Channel City March 14th,
Oh,
and they had a new single come out as well, which I'm forgetting the name of right now, and I don't want to look. But it was it's coming out March 14th. It has like 20 tracks on it. A lot of them are shorter, but the vibe they've been giving off on all these songs so far is it's like clipping with more of an electronic focus.
mm.
It's been interesting so far. It's like definitely a new sound for them. And I'm looking forward to that. That's all I have in music news. Do you have anything else?
Joe teased a song,
Ooh,
or some sort of release in at the end of January. I think it's either the 24th or the 29th. Um, I don't remember what it's called, but it was a little video that he posted on TikTok and other socials, I assume. But Joe's going to be releasing some stuff.
let's go. Let's go, Joe.
Let's go, Joe. Me in 2020.
Yeah.
Um, um,
And then me in 2024. Let's go, Joe. Come on, let's get out of
yeah.
here.
Uh, but, no, but that's about it.
Yeah. Cool. Before news, there's also a clip of Last of Us season 2. They got a new trailer. Was this the? No, this is like the second official trailer, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
second. But you get to see a little bit more of like Abby and some more scenes and stuff. And by golly, it's looking very good. That's also coming out this year. Do you know
Yeah.
when?
It's going to be April. It's going to
April.
start in April.
Spring's gonna
Um,
be packed.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's very excited for that.
Mm,
This just showed a couple scenes in there that I'm very glad got included. I didn't think that they would get rid of the scenes that I saw in there, but
yeah.
we're happy to see them. A lot of people still upset about the Abby casting, and as well as the Ellie casting, which is
Yeah.
get over it, losers.
Yeah.
But uh,
I
you know,
agree. For the record, yes.
I'm just very excited for that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it's looking great. And I can't wait to hear some discussions. That's all I'm gonna
Oh yeah.
say.
Um, Jimmy Carter died.
Oh yeah.
Um, the I don't know, 35th president.
I don't know.
I want to say something like that. He was the president before Ronald Reagan. He was the humble peanut farmer from the deep South,
Mm,
but you know he seemed like a cool dude, very progressive, very cool. Kind of a hostage situation fucked up his presidency, and he didn't get reelected, and then we got Ronald Reagan. So,
yeah.
and the country was so much better after that. But
Yes.
he lived to 100. He died. The funeral was nice. I saw some speeches from his kids, his grandkids. Joe Biden talked a little bit,
Hmm.
threw some shade at Trump, and
Yeah.
it was cool. Rest in peace, Jimmy. Um, in the midst of that, LA is on fire.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
there's a giant wildfire.
There's four of them.
Yes, many fires
Yeah.
that were given to us by the liberal space lasers,
Hmm.
and not too happy about that. But the world's just too woke, and
Yeah.
uh,
Too woke for our own good.
but yeah, lots of destruction. People are losing their homes, and it's very upsetting and sad.
Yeah.
Um, but the something that could have helped was more funding to the fire department, and the mayor of LA cut the funding to that prior to this happening.
Sick.
Uh, so that's cool.
You want to know something else cool?
Yes.
State Farm, and I think a bunch of other insurance companies as well, cut their fire insurance a couple months ago because there were
Oh,
risks. There were risks of fires happening.
you see? Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome.
It's awesome and should be totally legal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then also the people that own most of the water in California, who run the companies, like Fiji Water, Wonderful Almonds, and things like the nut brand and things like that.
Mm.
Uh, they're they have most of the water and they're keeping it to themselves.
Oh, sick.
So sick. Very cool. Content creators that I like have been affected very, a lot. But all seem to be safe and evacuated and things, so that's good. But hoping
Yeah.
for it to calm down
Yeah.
soon.
On
But
a somewhat serious note, I have been seeing a lot of like terrible stories of people, like I was even I think Claro reposted like one of I don't know if it was a bandmate of hers or a friend, but like her entire home was gone and lost like all the music stuff she had in there, like a grand piano and all that kind of stuff. There was a story of this artist who so I think well it was a story on Reddit, so you never know if that's real or not. But they were saying that they went to L.A. like last week or something, and visited his home, and he had all these paintings he's done all throughout his life, like all
yeah,
scattered around there, and then all of that's just gone. And then also I was seeing some stories that because this happened so quickly in the middle of the day, there was a lot of people who weren't able to get home to their pets and stuff like that too,
um,
which is just fucking awful. Um,
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty terrible situation. Yeah,
yeah. It's very bad.
yeah.
Um, the fire is going on in LA. Texas is getting a lot of snow. So, global climate change is going crazy.
Yeah, we're literally. I mean, I had to delay the podcast a little bit because we're getting snow right now. So that's
Yeah, that's weird
yeah,
for here. So,
yeah,
uh, but yeah, hope LA and California can, get through this and get those fires in control soon.
yeah.
But in other news, Zendaya is seemingly engaged, as well as Tom Holland. Um,
I would hope so.
so that's cool. Happy for
Yeah.
them.
Mm.
A bunch of people who love Zendaya in a totally non-parasocial way
Hmm.
are doing great this week.
Yeah. Same with
Um,
people I follow, Tom Holland. Yeah.
um, I don't know the validity to this, but I think Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister or whatever of Canada, is not running for re-election, or he's stepping down or
Yeah.
something like
I
that.
was hearing about that too.
Uh, Notch, the creator of Minecraft, announced a
Sorry, the transition was really funny.
he announced
Yeah.
a spiritual successor to Minecraft,
Uh-huh.
which he's not a part of that team anymore, and he's kind of a bad guy.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Minecraft, but you can only build swastikas and be a
Mm,
racist. So
nice.
um, it's gonna be cool.
You can do that in
And
my
then
realm. I'm sorry.
speaking of racist and probably a Nazi, Elon Musk, or
Yeah,
maybe Elon Musk was on Fortnite Friday
that was so
uh,
funny. Yeah.
with Connor Eats Pants. Well, at least it was what was his name?
Adrian
Adrian
Dritman or whatever.
Dittman, something like that. Um, some people are saying that it's probably not him,
It
but it really, really seemed like it was.
as someone who watched the stream, I am pretty convinced it's not him, but it is a
Yeah.
fucking loser for sure. I can tell you that.
Oh,
Like he's basically an Elon clone, which is just embarrassing.
I saw so many clips, and the voice, man, he's got that impression down pat. If
Yeah.
it's not,
Yeah.
because it's really good. But wow, loser.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole stream was a weird fever dream. As Fortnite
I love,
Fridays tend to be.
yeah, I cannot wait for AJ and Big
Yeah.
Justice.
I was just
So
about to
good.
say that, yeah.
But
That's happening
um,
tonight as we're recording this, so
fuck yeah. But I saw a clip from that where it was like, name 3 women, name 3 women,
yeah.
name three, and you can't. And then and then Connor named fucking Elon Musk's trans daughter
Grimes.
Grimes, and the woman that Trump raped had to pay
Yeah.
money to.
Yeah.
which is hilarious. And well, not the rape, but the just
Yes.
the name,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
naming of the three people in Elon's vicinity. Um, but yeah, that was funny. Very
Yeah.
cool. And then in other gaming news, Marvel Rivals had its first season started today. That's
Hmm.
pretty cool. New map. You got Mister Fantastic and Invisible Woman added. Um, I can send. Oh, maybe if it'll let me. Yeah, I'm gonna send. I'll send a video into the chat. I don't know if you can play a video on there.
I probably can.
But this skin that they made for Invisible Woman, it is a comic book skin, but they knew what they were doing
Mm.
with this.
For
It's
who? You
crazy.
said Wonder Woman?
Invisible Woman.
Oh. Oh yeah, this is Marvel.
Yes.
Let's see. Look what I got. Oh my gosh. Holy shit.
It's
Wow.
insane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I bought it, so it's only because it's a cool skin and for no other reason.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Uh, but she's fun to play. I like healers, so I was like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah,
And
that's the reason. Yeah.
yeah, um, but that's cool. Uh, but yeah, that's about all the news I have. Do you have anything else?
No, no, well, hold on, let me double check before I say that. I have my notes closed. Yep, I'm all good.
All right,
All right. Well, another thing we gotta do, because it is well, we didn't quite get to do it because of the brokies and schedules and stuff. We gotta do our little album roundup of December 2024, the things we listened to in December. Um, and yeah, I have five things.
I'm gonna be so honest. I only listened to Daft Punk in December.
Awesome.
So,
Well, I know you listened to one other thing that I have here, but
did I listen to some other?
yeah. Well, I can start with my first one because it's the one that I'm pretty sure you did as well. I listened to a very 1999 Christmas
Oh,
by Jay
yeah.
Schle. Um, surprisingly good for a YouTuber making music, especially um, Christmas music in like this big band style. But it's decent Christmas music.
Yeah.
Not really too much to say about it, but I enjoyed it and I gave it a light eight. But
Uh, I only listened to it once. I didn't really
me too.
gain
Yeah.
anything out of it. I just, I like Schlatt's voice. He's got a good one. I love old fashioned big band Christmas music. Makes it's like my favorite type of Christmas music. So that was
Yeah.
cool to see, as well as just getting to hear Schlatt's sultry voice. But I also don't have much to say. It was good. I don't have a rating for it, but
That's fair.
uh, it's good.
Cool. After that, I listened to Alligator Bites Never Heal by Dochi. It was an album getting a lot of talk last year, and I wish that I listened to it sooner so I could have included it on my lists. But very, very promising artist right there, Dochi. I really, really loved her Tiny Desk. That's still one of my favorite Tiny Desks I've like ever seen. But the album itself was still pretty cool though, and there's a lot of great ideas and stuff going on there. And it sounds like she's just been getting better even throughout this year. Like all of her performances have just been increasingly better and better and better. And yeah, a lot of fun tracks on it. Some that I didn't really care for as much too. But yeah, liked that a bit. I give that a strong 7, I think.
Cool. And then, yeah, the only other thing I listened to in December was the discography of Daft Punk. The ones that I hadn't listened to being everything other than Random Access Memories, but they were good. I had a good time. Some stuff like wasn't my thing. I mean, it was very out of my usual era, out of my usual like taste.
Yeah,
So just like different for me, but I enjoyed a good bit of it. Most of it, they're very iconic and very cool. If you would like to hear um, some more thought out and well said thoughts, then you can go check out that artist analysis of Daft Punk. But
yes.
I gave them a decent 8 overall, and yeah, it's good.
Cool, cool. And I can go quick through these. Next thing I listened to was Tidal by Fiona Apple. It's her debut album. And I didn't love it as much as I loved When the Pawn, but from what I'm seeing, When the Pawn is kind of like peak of Fiona Apple, which that album is very peak. I love that album so much. But Title is still pretty good though, and after a few more listens, it really grew on me more. And I think it has a really nice singer songwriter base to it, with a lot of interesting, sounds, a lot of great presence and personality from Fiona. That's really great to see just from a debut album. And yeah, it's pretty good. Liked it quite a bit, and I have it at a decent 8. And then I also listened to Daft Punk discography. I had them separated, but I could just lump them together. The two that I didn't listen to were Homework, their debut, and Human After All. And I thought Homework was pretty good. I liked the raw nature of it, and one of the things I put in my review is that it really just sounds like two French dudes creating club music, and I like that about it. It had a really cool sound to it, but also wasn't one that I would be returning to all that much. I think I gave that one a light 7, and then Human After All was when Daft Punk went a little rock, and I just didn't really enjoy the songwriting as much on this one, but it was still good. I just thought it got a little repetitive when Daft Punk usually doesn't make me feel that way, even though the songs are repetitive. But yeah, I still enjoyed it, but it wasn't really my favorite. I gave that one a decent 6, and overall, I gave Daft Punk a strong or a decent 8, because I had listened to Discovery and Random Access Memories before, and those albums are fantastic and carry that discography a lot. I mean, not that the other two are terrible or anything, but those two are the two, um,
Yes,
and yeah, that's pretty much it for that.
very cool.
Very cool. All right. You want to get into our actual theme for this episode?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 in here. A few of them we probably have repeats. How many do you have?
I have 14, but some of them are just shots in the dark. So
Alrighty. I mean, that's fair. I mean, we don't really have to. I mean, unless we have things to elaborate on.
yeah.
A lot of this might just chalk up to, I don't know, I want to hear new music. um, but yeah, I mean, feel free to go first. Well, we're doing our anticipated albums of the year. If you couldn't tell from the title of the video and what we teased earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are our anticipated albums that we're looking forward to, or hoping for as well.
Yeah. Well, first, this is definite at this point with the tease of the single and everything. But Joe,
Mm,
um, I really loved "Decide" from a couple years ago, and yeah, I just really like his sound. I'm interested to see what direction he goes with this record. If he stays with the same kind of thing, or if he, explores other, outlets. But I like his voice. I like his style. So
yeah.
I'm interested to see what Joe has for us.
Yeah, especially with how big End of Beginning became last year. I think this is definitely prime time for him to release some stuff. Joe is a band, right? It's not just him.
I'm pretty sure it is a band,
Yeah.
but
I
he's like the main
right.
seller.
Main character, yeah. But, but either way, I'm still looking forward to music from him. Should be pretty good. I
Looks like
haven't I have another one that's basically confirmed as well. I mean, I thought it was going to happen last year, but it's okay. I'll forgive him. That's Quadeca's Vanisher is supposed to be dropping this year. A new full project from Quadeca. Scrapyard, as great as it was a mixtape and just supposed to be songs that didn't fit on Haunt You or on Vanisher. So yeah, he says that this is his most musically ambitious project yet, which that's interesting coming from the last two projects he's released. So very very interested to see what he does there. I think it's supposed to be another concept record too. So
really.
yeah,
Yeah, very interested to hear that, especially after actually, understanding and giving. I didn't mean to haunt you a chance. I'm
yes,
very very interested to see, especially a concept album. I'm a sucker for concepts. So,
Yeah.
um, another one that I have Phoebe Bridgers down.
Mm,
I think I think it's about time. It's been 5 years this year since she's released a solo record, and after the success and everything of Boy Genius, I just would love to see a Phoebe Bridgers solo record, especially since Punisher was so good,
yeah.
and I think she just needs a third one.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah, she was on my list as well. And I'm pretty sure we had her in this video last year as well for
pretty
anticipated
sure.
albums.
Yeah.
But hopefully she has something this year. I mean, obviously there was the Boy Genius a couple years ago. Yeah, it would be nice to get some more solo Phoebe. Because I mean, you haven't either. Because remember, I showed you Phoebe. We have not been around for a Phoebe rollout, so um, could be nice. Next thing I have should be no surprise. Black Country New Road. Hoping for some stuff from them. They posted some little cryptic videos of just like I don't even know how to describe. I mean, it's just like people playing instruments and playing like songs and stuff. And they would have like the dates of the when the video was posted. They would have that date in the title. Um,
Mm.
and so like I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to gather from that, but it seems like they're teasing. That would be nice too. I mean, I love Live from Bush Hall, but that was a live album. I want to hear another studio working. And it sounds like I think one of the videos is them working with their the person who like produced Ants from Up There, which
Oh,
that album sounds fucking phenomenal. So if we're
yeah.
getting more Black Country New Road produced by that guy, woo! I'm really looking forward to
Oh,
that. Yeah,
uh, I meant to write them down as well, but I forgot to.
yeah, that's it.
Um, Next one I have is another member of Boy Genius, Lucy Dacus.
Mm. Shout out Artist Analysis.
Yes, yes, I really enjoyed a lot of that artist analysis, and she was doing a couple smaller shows, and she said that she would be playing mostly new music. So
Okay.
this one's pretty much a shoe in. Could just be a small thing, but I'd be really down for a new Lucy album. Would be good.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed her as well. And would love to see. I mean, last one was 2022, I think, right? Home
I
video,
think,
or maybe it was
yeah.
21.
Let me
Um,
see.
Either way, it's been a little bit as well. Oh, but
Yeah, 2021 was home video.
cool, cool. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I totally love to see her release some more stuff as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Next thing I have, slightly related to Black Country Road, is Jockstrap. It's a little classical electronic duo of Georgia Ellery, who is the a violinist for Black Country New Road. She uh, does the vocals and I think some music stuff on that project as well. And then she's with the electronic producer. They're pretty experimental group, but it's been a couple years since their last project, and I would love to see more stuff from them as well because that last project was very good, and they just keep getting better and have some of the most interesting like pop music sounds that I've heard the last few years. So
Yes.
yeah,
That'd be cool. Next one I have is Jid. Um,
yes,
Another shout out to Artist Analysis, another really good Artist Analysis.
mm-hmm.
But last year he tweeted, "I'm just gonna release music all of 2024 and like just see how it does." And then we got Jack and shit. So,
Yes, yeah, yeah,
oh, and Jid, I think with more releases, he's just gonna become more of a contender for being in the top of the game because he is so talented and very,
yeah.
very well versed. But yeah, I would love a new project from
I
him.
I'd already argue with Forever Story that he's near the top of the game. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he's crazy, and he's also on my list too. But yeah, would absolutely love to see more stuff because I think I liked each album more and more in that art analysis.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next one I have another confirmed one. Clipping. Talked about it earlier. Dead Channel City. And I am a really big lover of Clipping. They're the first like experimental group I ever got into. And David Diggs is another person that should be near the top of the game. Honestly, like his rapping is insane, and highly underrated. And no, that's not just because I like Hamilton. Um, no, he actually is like insane on the mic. And all those singles so far have been him giving his all, and the producers given their all as well. So really looking forward to that one. Another artist analysis shout out.
Yes. I'd be very down for a new clipping. Well, I am very down for the new clipping that's
Yes,
coming out. Uh,
I would be, but
and also Hamilton too.
yes,
Just
yeah,
about time.
it is about
Um,
get on it, Lynn.
one, it's kind of shot in the dark. I'm really hoping that it's not. I think they were on my list. They might have been the last couple years, to be honest. My Chemical Romance.
Mm,
With I'm going to the show in August. I'm hoping it's not just the Black Parade, and I'm hoping that they're actually working on new things because they got back together 6 years ago, almost. So I'm very,
wow,
very just needing of MCR5. The single they dropped when they got back together was so good, and
yeah.
I would love more in that vein. Just something new. They've been riding off of the Black Parade since 2006, so I'm just, I need something, man. Uh, just please, God, please, just give me this one thing,
Yeah.
Gerard.
But God or Gerard and or
Some
um, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, we definitely talked about it last year too, but I would also be very welcoming of a new MCR project.
Yeah, shout out Arsenals.
Yes. This one's not an artist analysis, but the group or the duo now of By Storm is what remains of Injury Reserve,
Yeah.
and they announced that they have music of some sort coming out this year. I don't remember exactly what they said, but they did say something's coming out. And I loved By the Time I Get to Phoenix. I still need to check out the other Injury Reserve projects too, because apparently they're all very good. And but like that sound that they did By the Time I Get to Phoenix is still one of the most unique albums I
Oh,
think I've ever heard. So I would love to hear even more in that vein, or just like with that level of quality and attention to it. So yeah.
that would be very cool. I liked By the Time I Get to Phoenix, even though it took me a shit load of time to actually get to it. But
I mean, that's how I
um,
am with the rest of the Injury Reserve albums at this moment. So yeah.
yeah, for sure. Um, Next one I have, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I think that it could happen. I have the Strokes.
Mm,
Also been 5 years going on since the new Abnormal came out. Um, Julian was on that remix of Mean Girls, so
yeah.
so obviously he's doing stuff. But I would love a new Strokes record. I really love the new Abnormal. One of my favorites to come out this decade thus far,
Me too.
and yeah, just need something. I love that band. I'm a Stroke victim till I die.
Hmm. I think a lot of them are. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just new Strokes, please.
Yeah. Yeah, some new strokes for 2025. Um, New strokes for new folks. Next one I have is Leve. Had Bewitched come out a couple years ago, and I absolutely fell in love with that album. And anything I hear that woman's voice on just has me falling in love as well. I am, I just love her vocals so much, and I love the stylings that she does. She just really plays into just a lot of things that just sound beautiful in my headphones, and I love it so much. So if she releases, I mean, she did a little deluxe for Bewitched last year, but I'd love to see some more stuff from her, and especially with songs like Goddess, feeling like it's progressing her sound a little bit more. I'd love to see just what she does more. Yeah.
Me too. Bewitched was fantastic, and the winner of Album of the Year at the 2023 Brokies.
That's
So,
right. Yeah.
very, very down for more Leve. Great voice, like you were saying. That would be very good.
Yes.
Um, Next thing I have, I would be okay if they don't release, but it'd be cool. But the Backseat Lovers,
Hmm.
would love a Backseat Lovers album. Really, really loved Waiting to Spill a couple years ago, and I love some sad indie rock, and they do a great job of that.
Hell yeah.
So just more of that, please.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Pretty much what you said verbatim. Um, yeah. The next two I have are Jid and then Bridgers. I put down with a
Really?
with an exclamation point. And then I only have one more here. Yeah, this artist, one of their songs came on shuffle recently. And then it just got me thinking, you know what? It's been a while since we've heard some music from him, and I would like to hear some more stuff. And that's Harry Styles.
Oh,
I would actually he's always been the most interesting of the pop band or the pop boy bands solo careers, and I like what he does. I don't love everything that he does, but I do enjoy the sounds he pulls from and his creativity, and I'd like to hear him on some more hooks.
me too.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting to see if any emotion from the passing of Liam
Yeah.
Payne would into his music as well. I think some like more grounded, less like poppy, happy stuff would be interesting with him.
Closer
So
to like the first album ish.
yeah,
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
but that'd be cool. I'm always down for some fun poppy stuff too, though. So
Yeah.
uh, that's a good one. I can just go kind of fast through these.
No, you're good. I
Well,
can give my thoughts too on
yeah.
what you said.
The next the one I have written down is probably going to happen. The singer's been teasing a bit, but the 1975,
Mm,
Matty Healy's been teasing a bit of music making on his socials and things when he's not getting into fights with random people online.
nice.
I liked the last record, and I really, I just really dig the 1975 in general. So that'd be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, they released, was it? No, it wasn't, well, not 2024, but it was 2023, I think, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're kind of one of those where it's like, yeah, I'd welcome a new one, but, if it takes another year or so too, that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
would be excited about the wedding. Next one I have is Baby Keem.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
the uh, what the
Melodic
fuck?
Blue.
Melodic Blue.
Yeah.
Released in 2021, I believe, and or 2020. I think it's 2021. Pretty sure. I'll
21
check.
sounds right. Yeah.
Baby Keem. But I think that's it's about time. 2022. Or no, 2021. 2022 was the deluxe. 2021. I really like it. It's got a lot of good stuff on there. He's very talented, and as well as he's got ties, family ties,
Hmm.
ish. So I'd be down for some Baby Keem. He's got a cool vibe. He's and if we get more Kendrick features, I'm totally cool with that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of shocking that he hasn't released anything. Because I'm pretty
Right.
sure you had him on your list last year too.
I think
Um,
so.
and like, for an artist that's kind of fresh off the press, at least from 2021, it's kind of a bold move not releasing
Yeah.
another album for at least 4 years ish now. So, yeah.
Not crazy, but
Yeah.
he's still riding off of his big hits from that album.
Yeah.
So
He might
yeah,
be
I
at
don't
the
blame.
Super Bowl too, so.
That is true. The next one is Possibility. Chapel Roan.
Mm,
She performed a new song on SNL when she was on there that hasn't released yet, and so I assume she's working on more music. So
yeah.
uh, and especially, I think it'd be a really good time to drop, riding off of the crazy success she had last year. Um, just building off of that popularity would be a great move for her, and I would just love to hear more from Chapel Roan. She's got a great voice and a great vibe. So
Yeah, completely agree. I wish I wrote her down. Yeah, I honestly, She should release this year if she doesn't. But
Yeah.
even if it takes another year. But like, yeah, there's a lot of a lot of things she can capitalize off this year. So
Yes.
yeah.
Next one I have is another person that hasn't released in a while. We got Tame Impala.
Mm,
Last album was 2019.
damn.
So
Oh yeah, that was 2019.
it's going on 6 years, I think, on Valentine's Day. I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, that
So
that would have been 2020 then. Because I, I
was it
would I
20?
was I
No,
was
yeah, yeah,
definitely I was definitely on campus when listening to that. I remember.
sure was. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was not with. Yes. Okay, so 5 years. 5 years
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day. So it's another cool artist analysis. He has a lot of good stuff. I
Yes.
really like the last record, and I would be very interested to see what Kevin would do. So
Yeah, I agree. He's almost kind of at that point in his career where he doesn't like need to release
yeah,
like again, honestly, even which I don't want that to happen, but like
no,
he can coast.
yeah,
But I do, yeah, I hope for new music from him as well.
yeah. Even if it's just like a whole thing with like a whole collab, even if it's just like an EP with like Thundercat, I think that would be a
Yeah.
very fun thing because that song they released a couple years ago was good
Hmm.
as well. But next one I have, I don't know if it would be good, but I would still listen. Weezer. Um,
Yes.
the last thing that they did was Seasons. So and the last year was the 30th anniversary of Blue. So just I'm a Weez head. I'll listen to whatever they release, even if it's not good. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that isn't good from them, but when they make good music, they make damn good music.
that is
So
true. Okay,
uh,
Human. I still love that album a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, Human, the White Album, the Blue Album, like
Yeah.
all really good, and also the one with the weird creature in the forest. I forget what the title of that
Oh,
one.
I'm forgetting the name right now too, but yes, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, those are all really good, and I just they're just fun, weird, nerdy dudes, and I would listen to their music till
Yeah.
you know
I don't
till
know.
it
Oh, sorry. Tell you what?
until I die or whatever.
Okay,
I
there
don't
you
know.
go. Yeah, I saw someone. I don't know any validity of this because I think it was just a comment somewhere, but someone said something about a Weezer Yellow album, and I don't know if that's
Yeah,
just manifesting or what, but you know, I'll take it.
it's yellow. I'd be so down.
Yeah.
Next one I have is John Bellion with the
Mm.
release of Kid Again. I have hopes that he will release his own music in a larger state this coming year. I think that it would be very cool to see. I don't know. Yeah, I really liked Kid Again. It had a cool vibe, cool hook. So I'd be very interested to see how a full album from John Bellion, however many years removed from um, the last one.
I think that was 2018. I want to say Glory Sound Prep.
So closer to 10 years than not.
Ooh, don't say that, please. Um, oh yeah, also Blurry Face turns 10 this year. That's
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
oh.
If we're getting old,
Yeah. But yes, John Bellion, I wish I wrote him down as well. I actually was on a little bit of a John Bellion kick like a week ago or so. Not really listening to his music, but I was watching like a lot of the making of stuff, like making of Guillotine and Hand of God and stuff. I was like, God damn, this guy's he's crazy.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one I have written down. I don't know of any sort of anything from them at this point, but car seat headrests.
Hmm.
I just need some more based furry music in my life, and Will Toledo, don't let me down.
Yeah.
Last record wasn't great, but you have the possibility of making it up to me with a new record this year, Mr. Toledo.
Yeah.
Um,
Mr.
yeah, that would be
Toledo, Ohio.
yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I would welcome new car seat headrest as well.
yeah. Lots.
Especially,
Oh, good.
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, especially because their last album, "Making a Door Less Open," I think,
Yeah.
wasn't the strongest place to end that
Yeah.
discography. I would love to see more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something in the vein of Twin Fantasy or
Teens in
Teens of
Denial.
I
Yeah.
don't know, something. It was a good discography.
Yeah, it
Most,
was.
uh, just ended on a kind of a low note, and that's I don't want to leave it there.
Yeah.
So give us something good, Will.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
I hope he will.
ah,
Yeah.
but
That wasn't that good.
it's that's all I've written down. I'm sure there's a couple others as well, but I'm welcoming of new music, even new artists. I would be interested in seeing
Yeah.
stuff from. So just interested in what this year is going to bring us in terms of music.
Yeah, me
So
too. I mean, 2025 is a very visually pleasing year. Maybe not politically pleasing,
yeah.
but visually and hopefully for the arts as well, it will be some good stuff. I mean, we got a lot of good music during Trump administration, so the first
That is
time.
correct.
So yeah, well, holding out hope.
As long as the world survives, we should get some good music too.
Yeah.
Again, so you know, but for now, uh, I think we can jump into song of the week, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. You are up first. I keep track
So
of these.
I'm up first. I did listen to Illinois by Sufjan Stevens,
Mm.
and there's a couple of good tracks on here, but I think I'm gonna go with the probably the more iconic one. I'm gonna go with "Come On, Feel the Illinois." Part one, The World's Columbian Exposition. Part two, Carl Sandburg Visits Me in a Dream by Sufjan Stevens.
All right.
I was hypnotized. I was asked to end.
All right, that was "Come On, Feel the Illinois." Part one, The World's Columbian Exposition. Part two, Carl Sandburg Visits Me in a Dream. What do you think, Mike?
Who's it by?
Yeah,
It's by
Sufjan Stevens.
there we go. Oh,
Sufjan.
it's by Sufjan Stevens.
I
Yeah.
thought you said it's a vibe.
Oh yeah. No, it was great. The I need to listen to more Sufjan for sure. And I knew that album was like a brighter sound, like more like I hesitate to say musical theater esque sound, but like it's kind of in that vein ish. But yeah, no, like I really enjoyed that. That was incredible. I really loved all the instrumentation going throughout. And his voice and vocals all throughout are always just superb, and they fit that like chamber group sound very well. I loved it a lot.
Yeah, it's very Broadway. The whole album is
Yeah,
very Broadway, and I think in watching the deep discog dive that he said there is an Illinois uh Broadway play,
mm,
Broadway musical that's out and is nominated for an award. So that's cool.
yeah,
But yeah, the whole album's very good, but this song it just kind of encapsulates just what he was trying to do, I think, and it's just really well done. All the parts are super well produced. I love the background singers as well as Sufjan's voice himself. Um, it's just really good. I like that one a lot. There
yeah,
was also tempted to pick the one after this, which is a song about John Wayne Gacy.
yeah,
Uh, but both very good. I highly recommend listening to that record, though.
yeah.
Um, Very cool.
I definitely
I
will at
also,
some point. What were you gonna say?
yeah,
Sorry.
I also didn't. Also, in watching the deep discog dive, I was not aware that Sufjan Stevens is like just a year younger than my parents. So
Oh,
that's great.
I didn't know that
Uh,
either.
yeah, but yeah, what do you got for us, Mike?
Well, just real quick, I also want to say, for that last song, I did learn about the World's Columbian Exposition, in my, I don't even remember what that class was. We did it was that summer course I took, my last class ever
Okay.
in college, which was like learning about like race and gender and stuff in the world and music's relation to it and stuff. I don't know, but we did learn about that whole thing. I didn't know that like it's like this huge World's Fair that happened in
Oh,
Chicago, that I just wasn't aware of. I mean,
it's where the Ferris wheel made its debut.
yes, it was. There's a lot of other things there too, but yeah, I just want to say that for some reason. Anyways, like I
Mike
was
Lore.
what?
Mike Lore.
Oh, Michael
Um,
Orr. I thought you said Michael. Like you were trying to get my attention. I was like, what I do? Am I in trouble? Um, anyways, like I was alluding to earlier, of those albums and stuff that Graydon had in his list, the album AAA by Hayuko and Sunset Roller Coaster had one song on. Well, there's I loved all the songs on it, but there's one song in particular that was his song of the year that is just incredible that I really loved a lot as well. So I'm going to go with "Why" by Hayuko and Sunset Roller Coaster. All right, that was "Why" by Hayuko and Sunset. Oh God, Roller Coaster by Hayuko and Sunset Roller Coaster. What'd you think of that, Colin?
I thought it was very cool. I liked the vibe of it a lot. I think the the main take out of it was just that they're all um, very talented instrument wise
Yeah.
because goddamn that all worked together super well. I love the combination of like the electric guitars on top of like the saxophones or the horns or whatever were used. It's just very cool and well done, and I liked it a lot. Very cool vibe.
Cool.
uh,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you done?
yeah, I also like the fact that you chose the shortest song title possible, and I chose the longest song title possible.
That's true. That's true. Well, I don't know. I was looking at that Sufjan album. There are song titles longer than that one, so that is funny though. But yeah, no, I've been low key addicted to that song the like last couple weeks. And I don't know, something about just the whole vibe of that. It's one of those songs that I feel like just gets progressively better as it goes on. Like when the sax gets introduced, and then when they start doing those high vocals and to the outro, that's just heavenly, pretty much. I don't know. I just something about that song just it sparks some endorphins in my brains that I like a lot. I don't know why I said brains plural. I only have the one. But yeah, no, I don't know. I really been digging that song. Really been digging that album, and was kind of the only choice that I had for song of the week. So yeah,
Yeah, it was very cool. I liked it a lot. Very
cool.
good choice.
And I know a lot of that stuff was like Colin was saying, it was one letter long, and Hayuko isn't just the easiest thing to spell. I don't even. I'm probably not even saying that right. But right now, at least, if you search on Spotify, Triple A, which is the name of the album, it should come up if you're looking for that. Or you could just go to the description and into the playlist, or the song of the week playlist. You can find it there. To the viewer at home is what I'm saying. But yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Well, unless you got anything else, I can talk about more things in our description.
No, I think I'm all good.
All right. Well, lucky for you, viewer, there are there are things down there. Audio listeners love you to death. You know, you can come on over to YouTube where we're under the same name, Broken Boys, capital N BOIS, and you can find a bunch of links in the description. One of them being what I just mentioned, links to the Song of the Week playlist. You can find "Why" by Hayuko and Sunset Roller Coaster. You can find "Come On, Feel the Illinois" is what I'm going to call that, by Sufjan Stevens. Or you can find that both of those songs in one of two places, or two of three places. We got a playlist down there for me. We got a playlist for Colin, and we got one for both of us combined. I'm a little rusty at this. It's been a couple weeks. But you can find both of those in those playlists down below. Go give them some love and support. And speaking of love and support, I do have personal stuff from myself as well as Colin, but I go first for some reason. For me, I make music under the name Plaintive. If you want an anticipated work of music this year, look no further. And you can catch up on why you should be anticipated with my links to Spotify and Apple Music to my music under the name of Plaintive. Yeah, I have an album out called Coping Mechanism. I got stuff that I'm working on and polishing up and hoping to get rolling sometime in the next few months or so. Yeah, you can go do that. I would appreciate it. Thank you. I also have my Instagram down there, my album of the year page where I rate review music. If you want to catch up on that series or start catching up on that series that I'm doing every Monday of reviewing the most or listening to the most reviewed album, staying in the know. You can go ahead and do that down there. Um, I have a YouTube and TikTok and other stuff. In terms of relation to you, though, my dear viewer, or our dear viewer. Sorry, I didn't mean to claim
You
custody.
know,
Um,
it's
yeah.
like you can have them this week. They're mine next week.
Okay, that's fair, I guess. But our dear viewer, or I guess no, actually, I'm gonna take what I got this week. My dear viewer, um, you, my relation to you, is, man, I'll play into that bit. Sure, I am. Yeah, you're in custody with me. Um, dear viewer, you're not within my custody, but we are both in custody. We got a little too wild at New Year's. The Brokies got us a little too drunk on the funnies, and we both ended up here. That's you and I's tale to tell. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. So yeah, that's where we are. Colin also has stuff down below. He runs our socials. First of all, he runs our TikTok page. When the sounds aren't getting muted, he posts funny little videos of us. Uh,
Yes.
and he also has, or he runs our Twitter page as well. When he updates videos when videos are posted, as well as anything else that needs to be updated. Um, he also has some personal stuff for himself, though, too. He's got an album of the year page where he rates and reviews music. He's got a letterboxed where he rates and reviews movies. I'm guessing there's ratings and reviews for all those movies you talked about.
Yes, sir. You can go check those out.
It's a plethora of content from Colin this week. Yeah, go give some support. Speaking of plethoras of content, he also has an Instagram review page.
Yes.
And Colin, what is your relation to our dear viewer?
Well, I am not one to party and get crazy. So in you guys being held in custody and put in a slammer for the night on New Year's Eve, I came in with the bail money to get you two out. Our dear viewer and Mike, and I'm gonna drive you home, and and we're all gonna have a talk when at the end of it, after we talk about the abuse of alcohol and other substances, we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna sit down, we're all gonna get up in tears. You're gonna sit, you're gonna apologize and say it's okay, it's all right, just don't do it again, and we're all gonna embrace in a nice group hug with our viewer in the middle, me in front of the viewer and you behind the viewer. And though you two may stink of prison and and alcohol, you guys need a little bit of a hug, so I'll lean into it. And I'm gonna look at you, and I'm just gonna give you a peck on the cheek this week because
Oh,
your breath stinks of liquor, and I'm not
yeah,
into that.
that's fair.
So, and this embrace with it's usually me and Mike smooching very vigorously, but just this week a nice little peck,
Yeah,
and with
that's
the
what
viewer in the
that's what I deserve after being in custody. Yeah,
yeah, it's okay. Just don't do it again.
yeah,
You guys will pay me back for the bail money I spent.
yeah. No problem.
But for now, that embrace is what we like to call the love cage. And if you, other dear viewers, would like your very own love cage, all you must do is drop your address in the comments below. And we'll find you. You won't know when, you won't know where, but we will give you your very own love cage. So drop that addy. Get
Hell
yours
yeah,
today.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But
Alrighty,
yeah, see you guys next week when we talk about something else.
something else. Happy 2025, everyone.
Bye bye.
Woo!